Tēnā koutou katoa, no mai hoki mai. Welcome back to another reading with Raukura Tarot. Take what resonates, leave the rest for someone else. So I feel this is the energy that I have been reading for daily for a while now. There's been some huge revelations come up in the last 24 hours. Yesterday was a reading about feeling changes. There was like something that you couldn't place. Today, I feel like you're seeing what it is that you couldn't quite place. There is definitely a lot more acceptance in this energy now. You're ready and you have really been working intricately on the why it is that you think a certain way that creates a certain behavioral outcome. The Lovers in reverse with the Knight of Cups in reverse. So I feel a lot of the pain that you're moving through at this time has actually been the acceptance of you having opportunities and you having things in front of you and you wishing that it could have been a different way. It could have been enough. It could have been suffice. However, there was this imbalance that was happening within that hyper femininity. And yeah, it's that grief. What that grief has done though is has brought up all of these mother wounds and these father wounds, but more specifically the mother wound. We do have the Queen of Cups here today. And this is, I feel that you are really actually beginning to see that you're a lot further down this path than I feel like you were aware of, essentially. There's been a lot of energy of you catching up on yourself, okay? That you are making these connections. I feel that you've made these connections because you really stepped into your femininity and you allowed yourself to be taken care of during a very diabolical situation, a situation that truly has allowed you to see it for what it truly is. Your life. I feel like you have been, again, this was confirmed yesterday in the cards. You have really been questioning who it is that you are communicating with inside your actual nervous system, because you have spent that time and that delegation, that deliberate focus on healing your inner child to heal these mother wounds. These mother wounds were getting the best of you. I feel that but it's like your whole life with all of the emotional disconnections that you didn't have, you know, like you grew up without a lot. You grew up without so much. And the beautiful thing about this present moment now is you know that you have all of the tools and all of the opportunities to create that person, but you know that you're her already. So every single day I'm just really seeing you defining what it is that you want to truly birth into your 3D reality. And this has been the thing about you the whole time, is that you always know this about yourself. And it's not even about, you thought it was about having people understand you and understand your vision, but you don't actually need to be understood in that capacity, in your intricacies, except from yourself, accepting yourself with yourself. So This collective, you have been talking to self. There's like you, and then there's yourself. Two different entities. And you have been communicating with yourself. And I feel this really quite a lot in the dream state too. So let's get some messages on there. We do have the moon showing up and the Empress in reverse. Yeah, I'm just hearing intricate decisions. You are being so deliberate at this time. And it's good because you being deliberate and allowing the universe to show you what that looks like has taken a lot of the hustle out of your life, which is also something that you chose. And this Knight of Cups previously, I feel that these offerings that you've had, they kept you out of that. And you're at the point where you're like, okay, I know exactly what it is that I have to offer. I know what it is that I want, where I'm heading, what I want to do. If you want to work primarily with me in a space, this is what you have to do pretty much, or this is what you have to provide. I feel like that's what you are learning, that you can ask that from people, because you're understanding your value and what that means to you, but it doesn't take away from anything. In fact, you're very humble about it. In fact, it means absolutely nothing. You're really just learning how to balance your distortions, because I feel at this part of the journey, you are upholding your mana in your daily activities. And this is the consistency, and this is the momentum, and this is the glory and the loyalty that you have to yourself. And it's being seen by others as you move through this, because that 6-week challenge was a challenge, right? The 6-week series that I did here, where I recorded, I sat in energy and I recorded from that space, and I had we had different kaupapa that we went through, but essentially that was a clearing. You were moving through so much at that time during that space. I feel like that's why I was called to stand in collectively for you and channel and help you move through that. In these readings, I do a lot of wider energy. So please let me know what it is that you are receiving. I'm still yet to grab my laptop. I want to do a few updates to my profile, just so you can get more of an idea of where, what, how, who, when I have studied. I was raised very Pākehā, very, just typical New Zealand, I think, rurally though. So there's a lot of ideas that I've explored and studied over the last 10 years really. And these readings are utilizing all of that knowledge that we have accessible to us, and then providing that alignment in our life to take the steps. And I feel that whatever's happened in the unseen and the uncertainty with the feminine energy in this collective right now, it has been the biggest blessing. So although it's bittersweet that you're in this grief journey, there's also this really beautiful sense of gratitude, ho'oponopono, that thank you, I love you, I forgive you. And there's a lot of forgiveness in this space, which is really important for the mother wounds. When you forgive your mother for not knowing, for not being able to do that for the whakapapa, and you look back through your lineage, your history, where you come from, and you learn the stories. You learn the stories of your whānau, you learn the traumas, you learn the shadows, you learn all of those things. And from there you can evolve your heart space to be able to transmute that for your whakapapa. There is this deep understanding that you're moving through, and your abilities are growing at this time. And I think you need to also be really reminded is that whilst you're going through all this heart pain and all this heartache, your wairua access is growing and growing and growing. And it's really important that you begin putting that back into practice, back into play. Okay, you are moving back into your modalities. You are getting that energy flowing again. I'm working on a mentorship where we're going to talk about setting up spaces. We're going to talk about protection, tikanga, and all these things, so you can hold sacred ceremony where you're actually benefiting from it, your whānau's benefiting from it, and it's not taking away, it's not siphoning your energy. This is also a big reason why you slipped into that feminine energy, into that feminine flow, and you desired to create a lifestyle, and you are building a business on your feminine energy and feminine flow. And you took that vow seriously when you said to you said yes to having a purpose that is deeply working with the womb and healing lineage and healing whakapapa. You took that seriously. You took that oath and that vow. You can erase that if you want, however, and you can choose like a whole different path and a whole different purpose. But in this collective, there is this beautiful mirroring that's happening as you eat, absorb, you nurture your own embodiment and your own success on the medicine that it is that you provide of service to in your business. You saw a lot of what happens when you don't heal whakapapa, and you've learnt that through your mother wounds, okay? And how you heal and you accept that you cannot take back the past, that you can only have opportunities to maybe realign in this lifetime again, if that is what is you're going to align with. But at the moment, the alignment is to get you in your most solid foundation. And I feel like that's what you're thinking about every single day, okay? The affirmations, the self-concept work, it's all has its place. And there is this real sense of rewiring and restructuring happening in your thinking, which is your acting and your behaviors. And this isn't necessarily things that you're doing new. I'm seeing you just staying really consistent in with what you're locked into. And essentially, that is what's helping you grow. And you're also doing this simultaneously through your emotions. As within, so without. You're learning how to be more embodied in your home, carrying that wairua, that strength, that love, that feminine energy, and you are cultivating a lifestyle and you're attracting people in that allow you to be that, and they're actually grateful to have you in their lives. But this has been a very hard glow up for you, because you've had to retrain your brain to be attracted to something new. And that was your father wounds as well, okay? Your father wounds were also have been something that you've been working on for a very long time, and there has been an acceptance there, and I feel like that's a huge reason of this moving forward. And you are in your masculine, in intimate relationships that are soul feeding, reciprocal, and there is still a lot of humbling that's happening in these relationships where you show up as masculine. And I feel that there is this like balance, this unity that's happening, this like, it's like a duality coming together, but learning how to exist in the same space harmoniously. There's really that happening. And you're feeling that, you're feeling people more, I feel, as you go out, when you are authentically yourself and you're carefree in the way that you're showing up, because you trust your body, you trust your breath, you trust your nervous system. I feel like this is also more applied to the places where you try really hard to expand and you're learning whilst also gaining strength. Again, this is a part of that journey of you know exactly what it is. You know exactly how to manifest. You know how to do all of this stuff. All of it. But you're being so responsible with this next chapter. And you're very well aware that you're planting the seeds now because you've got a lot of resources, a lot of harvesting. You have your resources every week are growing. Like, I see that. Money is getting better. There is more produce that you're growing. The garden is changing, right? The soil is becoming richer. You're noticing more flowers on the trees every year. You're noticing a lot more fruit is coming off your plants. You notice that your children are a lot more content. You notice that they are more open, more willing to spend time with each other, more willing to spend time with you, being at home. This huge thing, you're getting compliments, okay? There's just so many things in this world and in this reality that you are experiencing because you're more open. And this is everything that needed to happen for you. Everything that's played out over the last frickin', let's just say whatever has happened is a blessing, okay? Is a blessing. Let's just see how you can chill. We've got the Emperor here. There is this really beautiful masculine energy that's moving into your energy, into your Waitua now. I really feel it with this Emperor. Now, this could be you moving into a lot more masculine space. You bringing a lot more value into your offerings. Okay? Huge inspiration coming with this next Marama. We're very close to closing out the cycle. Okay? Moving into the ending and the renewal part of our cycle. So this is time to listen to the moon. We've got Ace of Cups here. I'm just hearing detachment. There's going to be more detachment over the next 5 days, where you just reach a newfound sense of reclamation from yourself. This fetal moon, I feel I always encourage to do moon work. So writing down what you want to release. what you want to end, what you want to give back, and then burning that, writing it on a piece of paper, then burning it. And then at the same time you're writing, you do one that you want to release and one that you want to manifest. What you want to manifest in for the next cycle. Page of Cups, Knight of Wands, again, no, I think that was Cups. Okay, I'm also hearing do something different with your cord cutting. Create something new. Yeah, there really is this masculine energy. But I don't know if it's like an old masculine energy or just the presence of what you perceive masculine energy to be. There is this definite, obvious masculine energy in your energy. But yeah, again, I can't decipher whether it is something you know or something. There's two, but there has always been two energies in this group. Page of Cups, Ace of Wands. Yeah, there's little celebrations that are coming up for you as well. Six of Pentacles. This is going to be very refreshing in the Hermit. It's going to be things that you've always wanted. They're going to be very surprising. I feel like you might feel a little bit out of body in these times and in these spaces. Knight of Wands, Ace of Cups. You're getting a different perspective. I feel like whatever you're moving through in your heart space and you're pushing yourself to be better and you're opening yourself more, this expansion that's happening in that very, remember I said that's specific? Yeah. It has something to do with that. So take what resonates. As this old cycle closes out, a new one is birthing. It's almost like it's just like infinitely opening to the point where it's gonna be like so smooth transition. You're transitioning through a lot. There's a lot of new emotional, what do you want to be called? I keep hearing capabilities. Capabilities. I'm just really feeling you very soft, very present, very motherly, very nurturing. It's beautiful. You're really coming into yourself. You're growing into your body. You're growing into your vessel. I feel like you're taking space up in yourself. And this is all those beautiful hot goddess habits. So continue doing that. Continue nurturing yourself. Continue feeding yourself and working within your resources that you have, because they are growing. You are growing. You know this. You're seeing the results. The breakthroughs are happening. I feel like you're having breakthrough after breakthrough, but there is one particular breakthrough that you're going to really, really feel, and it's going to be, again, but that's like it's smooth, and you're just going to be like, oh, I'm here. Like we've arrived. pack your bags. Okay, pack your bags. Get ready to pack. Get ready to get everything done so you can go. Okay, take that how that resonates. I feel like that's kind of random, but I also feel like it's not random. Going back to those 6 weeks, I channeled a lot of messages like this, like you are traveling. These things are still very much in your 3D reality, so don't give up hope. Okay? Giving up hope. Don't give up hope. There still is quite a lot of hope in this energy. And I just have this sense of security within a heart space. I feel this real sense of security within a heart space. And I feel like you are free to move however it is that you choose. And I feel that you're identifying into these really beautiful spaces and places of yourself that is actually, it's really valuable for yourself too. Yeah, there is this like thing on hope, like don't give up hope. Keep hoping. Keep some hope or something to do with hope. Don't give up. Don't give up hope. But there is a lot of space and time in this energy. There's nothing really specific. These energies feel like they're in your orbit, but they're kind of like out on the outskirts. Like they don't want to be in. You've got a lot going on. You've got a lot of things playing out. I feel like this energy, this emperor really feels that and is quite happy to take space. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's up to you whether you hold hope. Do you want to hold hope? Holding hope would mean that you'd have to be very out of body in your 3D reality, and I don't recommend that. I feel like this energy needs to be pushed further out of your energy, of your orbit, so you can do some type of healing here. 7 of Pentacles, yeah. There is this like energy. I'm kind of seeing it a lot more clearer now. There's definitely been a lot of heart energy that you're moving through. I feel like there's just still some anxieties, some attachments, some abandonment that you're working through with the wheel in reverse with the 5 of Wands and the 7 of Pentacles. I feel like there's some things out of your control, and maybe this is why this masculine energy's been pushed out, and it's because you get triggered, you get activated, and it's not something that you want to experience anymore. There is that hope there, but it's nothing that is actually, like, I feel that you're looking for tangible energy at this time, but you're also releasing a lot of fantasy, so there is this time and space that you are creating for yourself. And this is also to usher in other resources for you to implement and to redistribute in your business. So there's this real focus of business where your masculine energy is needing most of the attention, and you've been pushing these things out. And I feel like that's where there's been a lot of healing happening. And ultimately, with all of this happening, your intuitive gifts have also been upgrading. because that's the way it happens. That's justice. It's like the pendulum, and it's also the mirroring and the capacity of both sides. It's as within, so without. And again, that's learning that balance. Okay. Huge hearts opening, huge hearts shift, like happening every minute of the day. The energy is really going to drop over the next couple of days. Okay. So take time to love and nurture your tinana. Take time to meditate, but just also relax your body. Take time to unclench your jaw, drop your shoulders, you know, be present, and give yourself that opportunity to think wider than you normally do on a daily. Like, take up space to think about yourself and your goals, and how every single moment you are in that alignment of achievement. Not for ego, but for the greatest good of all. For the whole of mankind, you know, like it's bigger thought, feeling. Yeah. So, if you got this far, thank you. Let me know what you have been picking up on with this collective message. Every like, share, comment, and subscribe are amazing. They really help the channel. I love you, and I will see you in the next video.